This is chaos.
I will bury you under the sand.
But will these gaming heavyweights play fair?
I sincerely hope not.
Alan, welcome to the Awards Tour podcast.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, huge congratulations. Another stellar, impressive showing for Traitors at the Emmys. You just came off of the Television Academy's sort of like FYC event, and we'll have the ceremony in September. But what was it like for you on nominations morning? I know that, you know, the show is relatively new, but you guys are already starting to become consistent.
It was lovely. I was actually in Scotland, so it was actually late afternoon. And, but they'd announced, that's right, they announced one of them on CBS this morning. Did they? Was it that right? They announced
Yeah.
Yes, it was. And so like that came out. I was really confused about why, because I thought, you know it's going to happen. I think it was going to be at 4:30 in the afternoon. It was supposed to happen, but it was much earlier than that. So I was really confused and discombobulated, as per usual, actually. Because last year when I won the first one, I wasn't able to come, and I was in Scotland in my bed, because I was filming, and I kind of did this crazy thing where I just took some I thought I'll take some selfies of myself. Just won an Emmy, and put them on my thing, and then of course it went all over the world.
Yes,
it's just I mean, you forget. I just thought it's fun, and I sleepily did that, and then there's these pictures of me like at 3 o'clock in the morning in my bed, suddenly all over the planet. So yeah, it's a funny thing. But I was working. I run a theatre in Scotland, Pitlochry Festival Theatre, and I was there just doing sort of, you know, more sort of housekeepy theatre stuff. And then suddenly I'm kind of, you know, have to do a statement and all that. So it was lovely. I mean, in a funny sort of way, it's so nice to have won once or twice, because the pressure's off somewhat, and everything else is just, you know, it's sort of like butter.
Like butter. Yeah, you won last year for Best Reality TV Show Host, which I think is exceptionally well, because I feel the difficulty of Traitors is a lot, well, what like you as the host should get an Emmy for, because you have to keep a straight face. Like, you know, when these people are lying through their teeth. Like when Bob was like, I will never tell a lie, you're like, he's lying.
I swear to God.
Yeah, swear to God. You know what I mean?
So
how do you practice that as a host, that like, I'm going to be neutral face, because you have to?
I mean, it's just like acting, you know, it's sort of like I think of it as a character, and I just have to stay in character, really.
Oh,
and
wow.
I don't, between takes and between things, I don't speak to them like, you know, chit chat. I stay like, and I'm very like, there's times when we're filming and like, you know, I'll do the housekeeping and stuff. Like, players, you must not speak, you know, things like that. And I'll tell them what's going to happen as my character, so that I maintain this sort of stern daddy, castle daddy thing. And so that's how I'm able to, but I mean, there's been moments where I've lost it, or, you know, I've gasped or at something has happened when I shouldn't. And then laughing. I've noticed that in the course of the series we've done, they've let me laugh. You see me laughing more. You know,
Yeah.
I'm losing it sometimes. On the missions especially, I'm just losing it. But yeah, it's but
not in the tribunals, which to me is the harder thing to do. That's the one where I would be like,
yeah, and the round tables are hard, because
and
it's not so much about laughing, it's about not gasping at the lies, or the just the audacity of some of the things that they say, or just the emotion. You know, people lose it. They absolutely lose it, and just some of the crazy things they say, because, you know, as it goes on, as the episodes go by, you just see these people kind of, you know, they're in a bubble, they're in this complete bubble, and they spiral and they get more irrational, and they say and do really stupid things. And that's what I find difficult. It's not, I mean, a couple of times I've, you know, rolled my eyes and stuff like that, and they tell me in my ear that, you know, I shouldn't. So
they make you look good, basically. That's a good producer, right? Yes. It's funny too that you mentioned there's already been so many iconic moments, and you guys are just getting started, and you just announced some news today that means that the world is just continuing to keep getting bigger. But For you, one of the things I want to ask reality people, because they tell me about this, there's things that are big when you all are filming it that aren't necessarily as big when the audience gets it. And then there's things that the audience is like obsessed with that you're like, we weren't really like clocking this at the time. What do you think have been your favorites of those examples? Ones where you were like, this was such a bigger moment when it happened on set. And then the other one where you're like, I never thought people would be so obsessed about this. And then they've blown it up.
Well, I guess like things like the funeral march, when we all march along and everyone's sort of mourning the dead and everything, and I'm wearing some insane veil. I mean, it's spread out over a course of a day almost of filming. So you just kind of forget and you don't really remember. So when you see it in a condensed form and it's also the highlights, things like that I actually love when there's some scenes you think, well, that was a bit boring. That didn't go as well as I thought it was going to. And actually, when it's cut together, it looks really great. And I think there was one in this past season we've just shot that apparently that is the case. So you like the scenes when, the thing when they have to like impersonate the sounds of the dolls, or they had to do like animal calls and things like that. Like when we're actually shooting that, it's kind of drawn out, takes a while. It's not quite, doesn't feel as paid. And of course, when it's all paced up together, it's absolutely hilarious.
It is.
So that, it's you just can't tell, and also thankfully the editing I think is amazing on this show. And so I just love editing is one of my favorite things to do. When I've directed films and stuff, that's my favorite part, because you get to like form something. Maybe there's all the elements are there, but you've got to find out where they are and put them into an order. And that's on a show like this with so many cameras, that's the thing. There's so much footage because every day I don't know how many cameras, 20, 25. And then there's all the cameras in the walls, all the time. So there's always people in the castle. You go by and there's a little sort of room and there's somebody like this writing down, because they're watching everything and taking notes in case there's anything they've missed. So it's a daunting prospect to edit this and to get it together. But I think, they always find gems that they didn't know they had.
Oh, I dig that. And I don't even know like the eligibility categories. I don't want to get myself in trouble with the Television Academy, but I really do feel that y'all should be able to compete for best costumes just for what they put you in, because it is the dressmaking that is involved in these outfits. I'd be curious for you, how does that process work? Because they serve,
Totally. I can't wait for you to see this next season, because we've taken up even more of a notch. And it's sort of interesting. When it first started, I spoke to Sam Spector, who's the costume designer, and I said, this is what, it was a whole new show, nobody knew what was going on. But I'd spoken to the producers and we decided that I would play this sort of dandy, this kind of, Scottish aristocratic-y dandy sort of person. So I went to him and said that he's got to be sort of flamboyant and kind of, but sort of quite, theatrical and daunting and stuff. So Sam kind of took that and went with it. And we've just really, now we just kind of, he starts to send me things, and sometimes we go too much and I go, no. And then it gets grown and grown. And the way the show has got more sort of, as it's got more successful, it's got bolder and more sort of audacious. So have my costumes. And this year coming up, the one that's coming in January, is even more nuts, absolutely nuts. But I just love that he kind of he pushes the envelope, and it's so great when you've got a good costume designer, because it makes your job so easy. You just I put on whatever I'm wearing that day, and I know what to do. I know how to be, and I love a cloak, and I love switching around. And I love in this last one, I had several cloaks in the round table. So I like kind of say something and I pull my cloak and off I go. It's really good. So yeah, it's a really nice relationship. But I'm just like, I'll tell you if I don't like it. That there's rarely anything that I don't like.
No, I love it. And I will say, when I told someone that I was talking to you, that was the first thing they commented on is, oh, talk to him about his outfits. I was like, girl, that's already in the book. Like, we knew that we were going to talk to him about his costumes. Like, let me
they're not always very comfortable, though, I have to say. That's the thing. There's a price to my Sorry,
to
totally
beauty.
yes.
Yeah, you and RuPaul are suffering, but that's okay. Y'all got Emmys, you're fine. The one thing I do also want to ask you too about it is this year y'all just made news. You're gonna have a non-celebrity edition. So please allow me to be the very first person of hundreds, if not millions, to ask, what do I need to do?
You're not
like, what do I need to do? I'm not the first, I know. I'm sure you got it in the elevator.
It was like 20 minutes ago, and already people have been like asking. Yes, I'd see what my life's going to be like now, even more so. My DMs are always full of random celebrities wanting to be on, and now it'll just be everyone on the street. So,
oh, wait a minute. Time out. Like, Tia, you can't put that out there. Can you give who's in your DMs trying to be on Traitors? Anybody? Let me ask you: has anybody made it from the DMs to the show? How about that?
No.
Ooh.
No.
Ooh, okay.
I don't think so. All
right.
mean,
so
suggest people and like, but it's also, and there's such a lot of so many factors. Like it's about obviously recognition, but also much more so about like what is the blend of people, and they kind of keep it. They do this thing. It's so funny. I used to have a partner who was a model, and they have this thing in modeling where you have first pencil, second pencil, third pencil, or something. It's all you kind of basically have 3 jobs at once, and then one of them go. And kind of they do that with this, that they kind of keep people on like spinning plates a little bit, or like planes about to land, or and then they finally choose at the end. And it's a lot of it's to do with the sort of the chemistry of the group. So yeah, it is quite fascinating that it all kind of comes together at the last minute, really. So, but yeah, I mean, I wish everyone could be on it. I sort of.
Do you have any hopes for the non-celebrity season? Like, what are you most looking forward to now that it's going to be regular folks? Because the British series, it's like they had it regular people, and then now they have celebrity, but they still like keep them separate.
We did that in the first season. In the first season on Peacock, we had real people, half celebrities. And in Britain, they do just normal real people, and now they've started to do a celebrity one. So we're kind of doing it the opposite way around to them. I mean, what I think will be really lovely, and what I'm looking forward to, is that actually a lot of the people on the show, as it stands now, the prize money is not the reason they're there. It's the glory, it's the fun, it's the sort of the fact it's this hot show and everybody wants to be on it. But now it's going to be people whose lives will be transformed by $250,000. So that's going to change the whole vibe and make the stakes higher. And I think that'd be really lovely to think, these people are playing for not just for fun, that'll be a new element to it. I think it'll be great.
Oh, I think that is going to be really fun. I'm going to go ahead and say this. I think so many people, when they get with you, they want to talk about your incredible Broadway work, your incredible theater work. I mean, so many of the stuff that you've been a part of, from like X-Men and even like Romy and Michelle. But can I just tell you, I just want to talk about Circle of Friends. And I would like to talk about the dastardly man that you played in this one. And you did him so well, because I hated him. I was just like,
it's hair like this. It's hair. Yes, Sean Walsh.
Do you have any memories from this one? Because I love this movie and I love you in it. And like, it's just one of my all-time faves.
Oh, I love that film. It's so annoying. You can't watch it. It's not on any streaming thing. I think it's something to do with the rights, the song rights or something. I'm not entirely sure, but it's not. I don't know why. Because we were, someone was trying to find it recently. I loved that film. I mean, it was such a beautiful time in my life. Actually, I was having a really rough time, and I went and suddenly found myself in Ireland with all these new people, and I met like the person I was just talking about, who was the model, Saffron Burrows, and she's in it, and we became a couple for a wee while, a few years after that, and we're still very close. And yeah, I made some really great friends, and it's also the reason I'm here, because it's the first film that I did I made some European films before that, but this is the first film I made that was in America, that came to America. Yeah. And because of that, I came, they invited me to come and do the press thing, and I started to get, work because of that. So it was a huge change in my life, that film. And just lovely. And also I loved, there was a trailer, which I loved, when it said, and then the circle of friends became a triangle of love. And I just thought that was the funniest thing ever. And I would always go, you'd be a square to miss it. It's just nuts.
Wow. I thank you for that. Like I said, it is one of my faves. And you're right, you can't get it. This is why I have the DVD because it's the only way that I can see it. And it's great because I saw you in this, and then shortly after I saw you in Goldeneye, and I was like, this man is the greatest actor ever because I did not know they were even the same person. And then I figured out, oh, this is what happens when you hire theater actors. They're just chameleons. They can be
Right.
whatever you need them to be.
Like, yeah, it's so funny, like the difference between, I mean, I think in a funny sort of way, a movie star, to me, a movie star is someone who has a sort of a personality that they just, that's what they do all the time. And that's what you like, and that's what you want from them. You want them to be, you know what you're getting as well. Whereas like the kind of actor I am, I think is that I like to play different people all the time and to sort of not, I like it when people don't realize it's me. Or like years, people say, oh my God, you were in that. Oh my God, I love that. So and both are just different but also great. But for me, I always think it's hilarious when people say to me, are you a movie star? Like that. It's such a funny thing to say to someone, like that's your occupation, movie star. But I actually don't feel like a movie star. I've never really felt like a movie star. I just feel like an actor. And
well, you do it well.
Well, thank you. Yes, I enjoy it.
And then even in Traitors,
I'm an actor.
acting.
Yeah, I'm still acting.
Yeah.
I'm acting the part of someone playing the host of a reality show.
I mean, in that show, I really do feel you have to because I am on my couch screaming. And then I have to give a shout out to my friend Marshall because the Traitors is so big. People make their own games, and I have participated in his at-home game, and he makes it, I will say, with mostly like press people. He's a former Disney publicist, and so it's actually really great that a lot of these people that cover the Traitors, I've played a version of the Traitors, and I was insufferable. I was the worst about it. I just was so indignant.
When people always tag me on their parties and things, I really like it because it's just, I mean, it's so elaborate. And also when they do, when there's someone pretending to be me and sort of when they go to the bathroom to sort of, that's where they get the info and everything. I love all that. It's such fun. It's just so great the way that it's all kind of taken off. Actually, my friend emailed me today saying that some friends of ours are getting married and it's a Traitors themed wedding. And so they've asked me to do a little message to the bride and groom. So hilarious. Oh, I should get that cloak. Have you got a cloak?
Oh, well, I hope Peacock keeps it going. We need Traitors experiences. We need all of this. Like I want... Yes. I mean, they have the parks. Trust me, girl, somebody at Universal Pictures is thinking of it if they haven't already. Those are merchandising people over there. I'm sure they are. One more thing though, even though I have brushed over some of the more illustrious, and I think the things that like people always talk to you about, I would like, we are a Rotten Tomatoes and people will stab me if I don't at least ask you about X-Men, because not only is it cool that you are now, whatever, and I know you can't say much, I just think it's cool because it's really people loved your performance so much, they would not leave Marvel alone about it really. Like I've heard so many people talk about how like, they're like, that guy needs to be back. That was the coolest character, coolest moment ever in an X-Men movie is your like ass-kicking White House moment.
Yeah. I know, it was so great actually. Because it's funny because the actual experience of making that film X2 was, and I've talked about this at length. It was horrible. It was one of my most miserable working experiences ever. Even though I thought the film was really excellent. So I don't look back on that time with great fondness. I'm fond of the film, of course, because as I said, I think it's great. So it was actually really amazing to go back to it and to feel that, in that announcement thing when the chairs came along. And that people were just going nuts that I was back and that Nightcrawler was back. It was really lovely, actually. And I mean, I think it's such an orgy of superhero-ness, this film. So many people in it. I just feel so bad for the person who had to schedule the film because there's like 30 of the busiest actors in the world are all trying to. So I ended up being, and doing a lot of my scenes when I wasn't there, if you know what I mean, and blue screen and green screen and blah, blah. It's, there's such a huge, I think the Traitors are a big operation. This is absolutely nuts. But it's like a superhero orgy. Everybody's there and everybody's got that thing out.
Banging, yeah. By the way, that is going to be a pull quote for this interview.
There we go. Yes, I'm sure. There we are. Thank you. Good night.
You said superhero orgy. I just gave you a little bit of a suitable for word alliteration. Superhero orgy and everybody's banging. Sorry, that is gonna be there. Last thing, and then we're gonna definitely get out of here. I know that you're a person that you run a theater company, you love movies, you love film, you love actors. We would be remiss, Rotten Tomatoes, we say how you show love is by giving movie recommendations. Is there anything that you are watching that you would highly recommend, or anything that you think folks should check out?
I saw recently that the documentary that Mariska Hargitay made about her mum, Jane Mansfield.
Yeah.
It's so good. And I love a documentary. And it's just really, it's got such twists and turns in it. And it's a really beautiful and heartfelt, like a truly authentic retelling, because she's finding out things about her mum as it goes along. It's really, I really like that. And also my favorite film of all time is Waiting for Guffman, the Christopher Guest. I just adore it. I actually wanted to watch it this weekend, and it didn't happen. But I have to watch. I think it's a work of genius. I really do.
I don't disagree with you. Christopher Guest in general, The Mighty Wind, all of it. Like
Oh,
I love him. And then, I mean, like so many of the comedy actors that everyone else has figured out is so great on things like Schitt's Creek, like that we saw them there.
exactly. Yeah. No, and even I really like the For Your Consideration one about the Oscars thing. About that. That's so like brutal.
Like you're living your life right now, like
Yeah.
that.
It is. That I'm going to be Catherine O'Hara.
You really will be.
To have a facelift before the Emmys.
I mean, you have so many friends. Folks from The Good Wife are going to be in the Emmys this year. There's tons of people. Like, I feel like it's going to be a reunion for you on Emmys night.
I love those occasions because you just see all these pals that you haven't seen for ages, and it's a really lovely. I mean, they're nerve-wracking and everything, but you just have to sort of that part of it is so lovely. It really is. It's sort of Thanksgiving for celebrities.
All right. And very last question. Even though you do it a lot on Traitors, let's be real, sir. I saw you host the AARP Awards. You serve in and out of the Traitors. You like a good look. Have we picked out our Emmys outfit yet? Do you know?
Yes,
Do you have
yes.
ideas?
Yes, we have. We have a couple. Yes, because I'm going to both of them, the Creative Emmys and the Primetime Emmys. So there's a link between the two outfits.
We're gonna superimpose them when we do on a social clip. Anyway, thank you so much, Mr. Alan Cumming, sir. I'm so happy for you and all of your Traitors' success, and I'm just very glad that you came and stopped down for us to chat.
Thank you. It was nice to talk to you.